Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Peony here. Today is another best in brand video. Today I'm talking about Armani, one of the most luxurious and beautiful beauty companies out there. So if you want to see what my favorite picks are from Armani, just keep watching. So guys, let's get into the video. Really, I wanted to start with my three favorite products. You know, I always do this at the beginning of my best of brand videos. If I could afford nothing else, these are the three products that I would purchase from the brand. So for Armani, first of all, it would have to be their bronzer. This is what I'm wearing right now. This is their Sun Fabric sheer bronzer in the color 400. I love the finish of this. It's got a slight kind of golden finish to it, but it's really beautiful, very layerable and buildable. It can be incredibly natural or build up to a really bronzy glow. I love the tone of it. It's just the perfect color and finish. Another product from them that I couldn't live without is this. This is Dolce. This is from their blusher range. It's cheek fabric, and this is in the color 305 Dolce. I just really love the kind of apricot-y tone of this. I love the finish of all of their powders. They're very natural. There's no kind of cakiness, dryness, heavy pigmentation to it. It's all very natural and sits really beautifully on the skin. And this is one of my favorite colors for that really natural kind of apricot-y tone. Works really nicely as an eyeshadow as well. And then finally, it was really hard for me to choose from their skin and base products. You'll see in the video there are loads that I love from this brand. It's really what they do best. But if it came down to it and I could only have one, I think it's probably the Maestro range that I would stick to. So guys, let's get straight into it. I've started my makeup by applying some mascara and some brow product. Because in these videos I don't like to show products from the brand just for the sake of it. If I don't love a product category within the brand, I'll just apply from a different brand before. So I have Sensei mascara on and some Hourglass eyebrow gel, so just kind of quite light to start. Today I'm going to apply the Maestro, and I'm going to use a mixture of the Maestro products. I'm going to use the Maestro Fusion Makeup, which is this foundation here. This is the color 6.5, which is my color. And then I'm also going to mix into that a little bit of the two kind of drop options. This is Maestro Liquid Shimmer in the bronze color, which is number 90. I really like this to add a little bit of tan into the color if I'm a bit more bronze than that base shade. And then in terms of glow, this is my favorite glow product from Armani. This is Maestro Glow, which is, it's like a liquid highlight, but it's more than that. You can mix it into a foundation, you can use it as a primer, or you can use it on top of your foundation. So it's really, really versatile. I'm just gonna mix everything on this little jar. You can buy them on Amazon. They're just like candle stands, I guess they're called. I just put a decent amount of the Maestro foundation onto my little petri dish like that. And then I'm gonna add probably, I'm not crazy tanned at the moment, so I'm gonna add probably 1 or 2 drops of the bronze to it. So there's just a slightly different color into it. I like to mix it either with a Q-tip like this, or you can use just your finger or whatever. Don't mix it with your brush, because if you mix it with your brush, you'll end up with so much product on your brush, you'll never be able to get that foundation off. There'll be so much on there. I'm using a foundation brush to apply this. Can you see what a perfect match that is for my skin on my forehead? My forehead's always a little bit darker than my cheek, but it literally blends perfectly into the shade of my forehead. So the reason that I love Armani based products is because the finish is so natural and so skin-like. You can see I've applied like a decent amount of foundation, but if I look in a mirror, you really cannot see the product sitting on my face at all. It just blends so well into the skin. There's no kind of pigment blots, it doesn't sink into your pores. It just genuinely looks really flawless. I think it's important to explain the spectrum of coverage you can get from Armani products. Although they are all really based around a flawless natural finish, they are also varying in coverage. So the lightest you could use would be this, which is Lumescence. This is the equivalent of a BB cream from Armani. And I wear this in the color number 5. I love this. They call it a color control brightening moisturizer with SPF 35. Very, very natural on the skin. If you want to see me applying this, you can see my top 5 tinted moisturizers. It appears in that video, which I'll add a link to here. Then kind of the next step up from that is face fabric, which is a really interesting product. I have 2 here, and I am going to apply the bronzer one for you later, so you will see that applied. It almost has like a moussey texture to it. You cannot see it on the skin, literally at all. It leaves a more matte finish than the tinted moisturizer. That's kind of the difference. And then in terms of kind of more coverage and kind of more mattifying, you're then moving up into foundation. So the next step up would be Maestro, which is what I've used just now. This is Maestro, which has lots of different options to build in color and bronzer, which I've already shown you. After that, you move into Luminous Silk foundation, which is obviously their most famous foundation. I mixed 2 colors of this to get my shade, which is 6.25 and 3.5. The thing about this foundation is it's a lot more mattifying than the Maestro. So if you are prone to more combination or greasy skin, I really think that this is a better option for you, and it just provides a little bit more coverage, but it's not full on. It's still really natural. And then the kind of max that you can go for is Power Fabric. This is their kind of answer to full coverage foundation. It's really beautiful. You get a really lovely texture and finish from it, but you just, if you have a bit more breakouts and problem-based skin that you need to conceal, this is the answer for you. It's definitely Power Fabric. Next, I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer. Armani does make a concealer, but I don't love it, so I'm just going to fast forward through this because I'm going to use another brand's concealer. I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus concealer just to correct this little pimple I've got here and some shadows around the under eye. So you can see that's just giving me a little bit more coverage, but you can go back in with the Armani foundation and just kind of buff the concealer in over the top. Honestly, you hardly need concealer with this foundation. It really does a good job on its own. I'm going to set my face with their loose powder. Their loose powder is really beautiful. There's technology inside the loose powder and the foundation that basically means that it's all made of the same product. So as the foundation dries down onto your skin, it is ultimately the loose powder and the set powder. It's all the same thing. So theoretically, you can layer liquid on top of powder in ways that you can't with other brands because they will all dry down the same. You won't get multiple textures. I'm just going to set, I'm using a big powder brush, I'm going to set my concealer and my foundation with this. Just kind of going loosely over the skin. I'm not using too much because you don't need a ton. Obviously, if you want a more mattified look, you can put a little bit more powder on the top. You can also take a smaller brush and really get in under your eyes where you've put your concealer and make sure you've set nicely your concealer down there. I really, really love the finish of the loose powder. It's really flawless and natural on the skin. There's no texture to it, there's no cakiness. It's just a beautiful product. It's one of my favorite loose powders. Next, I'm going to show you the amazingness that is their bronzer. Now, their bronzer's got to be one of my favorite products within the brand. I use this regularly even outside of using the foundation. This is it here. It's got this beautiful kind of imprint of wave on the top. It's the Sun Fabric Sheer Bronzer in number 400, and I just love it. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's got a tiny bit of shimmer, and I don't know if you can see that. So it does leave you with a light kind of shimmer. Shimmer's too strong a word. Glow. It's very J-Lo glow. And I love how it sits on the skin. It looks so natural. Can you see how kind of easily that's blending in with the loose powder and the foundation? The products literally just sit so incredibly well together. I really, really love this product. Now I'm going to use their blush. I love this blush. Again, you can see it's really well loved and used by me. This is 305 Dolce in Cheek Fabric from Armani. It's this very pretty kind of apricot-y, it's kind of got an orange base to it, which I really, really like. So I'm just taking it on a brush and across the apples of my cheeks and up into my hairline to give a nice kind of warm glow in that upper area. And the nice thing about this blush is you can really layer it up. I think that's also another great thing about Armani products is they are not heavy-handed. The whole concept behind his makeup is very natural, very light touch. If you're not the most experienced makeup applier, I think Armani is actually the best brand for you because you cannot mess it up. So I'm just blending the blush up into my eyes and across the bridge of my nose. Next, I want to show you how amazing the Maestro Glow product is, which is this one here. You need to give it a good shake. The Maestro products are quite liquidy, so you do need to kind of see it running down my hand. You need to work with it while it's kind of like that. And what I do is take a little bit on the finger. You could use a brush, but I'm using a finger. Literally just lightly taking it across the cheekbones as my highlight. And the amazing thing about this product is it doesn't move the powder or the foundation that's underneath. It will just blend beautifully over the top of a powder product, which is so rare. I can't tell you how rare that is. And then you just get this really gorgeous natural highlight. And down the bridge of the nose, I'm going to do the same. You can see it hasn't disturbed my makeup at all. It's just adding a glow on the top. It's a very sophisticated makeup that Armani does. And rather like Charlotte Tilbury and Hourglass, there's a very distinct look that you can achieve from Armani makeup. How gorgeous and glowy is that now? And it hasn't moved my blush. It hasn't moved any of my powders. There's no like drag line where a liquid has met a powder. That's amazing. What a beautiful finish. I just realized that I forgot to show you the face fabric, which I intended to show you as like a kind of bronzing base. So I'm just going to show it to you on the back of my hand so that you get a feel for it a little bit. So I've squirted it out there. You can see it's like a moussey texture, and I'm just going to blend it out across my hand so you can see what the finish looks like. It is so pretty. See how that has just perfected, blended so easily into my hand, and look at the color difference. It's really added a gorgeous skin bronze, and you really cannot see the makeup on there. Right, moving on to eyes. I'm using this, which is so pretty. Look at this eyeshadow palette. Is that not the prettiest color combination you've ever seen? This is the eyeshadow palette in Paparazzi number 5, and I mean, it comes with the little brushes underneath. I have to say I never ever use these little brushes, but it is so pretty. And what I like to do is use a mixture of my bronzer, my blusher, and that eyeshadow palette, because the combination really makes your face kind of come together. Just using a normal blending brush. And first of all, what I'm going to do is run this really pretty kind of taupey colour right over the whole of my lid on both sides. Now I'm going to pick up my bronzer on the brush and just take that into the crease a little bit. And the same with my blush. And what this does is just really bring a kind of uniformity to the face. Now to add a little bit of dimension on a tapered blending brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of the navy that's in this palette and just lightly going to take that into the crease. I'm also going to do a mix of that and the brown underneath my lash line just to add some dimension under the eye as well. So you can see that is so natural, you almost couldn't tell that I'm wearing any shadow, but the difference between this eye and this eye is big. Like, it's just brought this eye alive. So I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. And you can be quite light with this product because you're just trying to create a very natural finish. And that's the base and my eyes finished. So now I'm going to move on to lipstick. I've brought 3 colours to share with you. So all of these lipsticks are from the Rouge, I don't even know if I can say this, de Armani matte. So they're all basically matte stick lipsticks. And first of all, I've got number 400, which is absolutely a classic red. So if I swatch this, you'll see what I mean. This is the perfect Armani red. How gorgeous and rich a colour is that? I just think that's so pretty. Next, what I've chosen, it's a more white-based nude, if that makes sense. So it's a pale nude. And this one is in the colour 102. And if I just show you next to it, can you see how kind of the mauvey undertone in that is really, really lovely? I think that's a really gorgeous shade. And then this is, to me, a more kind of classic pink, very wearable, very everyday. I feel like this is the kind of colour that suits everybody. This is the colour 500. So you can see that's a much kind of fresher pink. I'm going to apply the red because I think that red is such a signature colour. So I'm going to go with the number 400. So Mary Greenwell always says that you should really rub your lips together a lot when you apply lipstick, because it takes lipstick to the widest point on your lips and kind of makes your lips the juiciest and the most symmetrical. The only issue I have doing that, which I do think is an amazing tip, is I always have to wipe out the Cupid's bow here. So guys, this is the finished look. I really hope you like it and you like the finish that Armani makeup gives you. It's really skin focused and I love the kind of efficiency and technology that goes into creating a really no makeup look that is really perfecting. If there are any products that I didn't mention that you love, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. I have been through the brand pretty comprehensively, so these were just my favorites. And if you think you have similar skin tone and taste to me, then you should definitely check out my channel because there are similar videos of best in brand for companies like Hourglass and Charlotte Tilbury over there as well. In the meantime, it was so lovely to catch up with you guys, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.